What's going on, guys? Nathan here, and today I'm going to teach you the simple poker strategy that is literally worth millions. I've made a career out of this. I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step example hand. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, so this is the strategy I refer to as the stop and go. And I want to say right off the top that this strategy works best against those weaker regulars that you see literally everywhere in today's small and mid-stakes games. These are the decent players. These are not the fish. We're not talking about the recreational players in today's video. These are the regular decent players who are watching videos like this, who take the game seriously, who are perhaps studying on the side. They're trying to win. However, the biggest weakness that they have is that they do not like to commit a lot of chips to the middle without a very strong hand, and they also do not think on a very sophisticated level. And I'm going to show you exactly how to exploit that weakness of theirs today in order to get the maximum amount of chips out of them when we have a decent but not great hand like top pair. All right, so let's jump into the example. So you raise it up with ace, queen offsuit, ace of hearts, queen of spades on the button, and one of these weaker regulars calls you. So right off the bat, what kind of range of hands do we put a player like this on? Well, I think they're going to have a lot of broadways similar to ours. So a Broadway, by the way, is any 2 cards 10 and above. So that would be something like an ace jack, an ace 10, a king queen, a queen jack, and so on. They're also going to have a lot of pocket pairs, hands like pocket eights, pocket fives. They're also going to have a bunch of suited connectors. That's going to be a hand like jack 10 suited, 9-8 suited, 7-6 suited, and possibly a couple suited aces like an ace 3 of spades, an ace 2 of diamonds, and so on. I think you guys get the idea. Remember, once again, this is a decent player, guys. They're not playing total trash. They're not playing 8-3 offsuit or 10 deuce or something like the fish play. Again, we're up against a decent player here. All right, so let's go see the flop. Flop comes down with the 7 of hearts, ace of spades, and 6 of clubs, and the reg checks to you. Remember, we're on the button here, so we're going to be acting last. Well, guys, this is just a standard spot to make your continuation bet here on the flop. I don't think I really need to go deep into a lot of analysis. For those of you experienced poker players out there, we hit top pair. We just want to be getting value with our hands here, so we're going to make a continuation bet the vast majority of the time here. And by the way, we're also going to do it even when we don't hit top pair. I've made a lot of videos here on the channel. By the way, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss my new poker strategy videos, but I've talked at length about what to do here when we don't have anything, and spoiler alert, we're going to be betting here when we have nothing as well. So this helps us balance our range here, but we're going to assume that the reg calls in this situation here because it's not an interesting video if they just fold right now. So let's move on to the turn and let's talk about what you should do next. So guys, this strategy is all about understanding when to slow down on the turn. That's why this is called a stop and go. We're going to apply more pressure on the river, but we're going to slow down on this turn card, which is the 3 of hearts. And the reason why is because it is very important for those of you beginners out there especially to understand that this card changes absolutely nothing. You should definitely just check with your ace queen in this situation, and the reason why is because we do not expect a decent regular player to call us again here with a worse value hand. Let me give you some of those worse value hands. That's a hand like ace jack, ace 10, pocket kings, pocket queens, pocket jacks. I kind of ran out of space here. Another hand would be like ace 9, ace 8, 8 7. I think you guys get the idea. A lot of these hands that are worse than us, we do not expect a decent player to call again here. They're probably just going to fold those hands because remember, we have the image of a decent player as well, so they're looking at us and they're saying, wow, this player has applied a lot of pressure. They're representing a hand like ace king or ace queen, which is exactly what we do have in this situation. And a lot of savvy poker players in today's games will simply lay down those hands in this spot, which is not really a good result for us. So that is why it is better to just check in this situation, creating what I call deception value. I talked about this at length in my third poker book, the Micro Stakes Playbook. I will link that up in the description below, but basically, in a brief nutshell, what we are doing here is we're creating deception in our opponent's mind here, making them think that we don't have anything, and we're going to cash in that value on the river instead. So let's go to the river now, and this is all about making them pay on the river. So the river comes down with another one of these harmless cards, the 6 of diamonds, changes absolutely nothing. None of the draws got there. If they had a hand like 9-8, for example, for the straight draw, they've they've missed. And all of those worse value hands, like I said, are all going to be feeling pretty good on this river card here because, again, nothing has changed in their mind. They're still feeling really confident with all of their ace jack, ace 10, pocket kings, and so on. So we should be making a strong value bet here on the river of 75% of the pot. And now we're going to expect to get calls again from all of those worse value hands, the ace jack, ace 10, pocket kings, pocket queens, pocket jacks, pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket 8s, 8, 7 might call us in a situation like this. Guys, I hope you see the beauty of this strategy. If we just barrel them on the turn here, like a lot of people will do, they just fold these hands. Again, decent players in today's games, they're not going to just call you down, guys, with ace 10 the whole way. They're smarter than that. So we need better strategies in today's games to be able to get the maximum amount of chips out of them. And that is why the stop and go technique that I've discussed for you here is wildly effective against these decent but not great players in today's games. But this doesn't work against the fish. You want to just, ironically, against the fish and the really good players, you often actually just want to be betting all three streets because the fish are just going to call because that's what they love to do. And the best players, you want to be constantly mixing up your game. And in situations like this, they're going to overthink and they're going to think you're on some wild bluff. And so that is why I'll often bet all three streets against the best players. But guys, against that large middle chunk of players in today's games who are decent, but they're not really thinking about the game on a super complex level, I have found that this stop and go technique with a mediocre hand like top pair is often the best strategy to get the maximum amount of chips out of them. Guys, like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And if you want to know my entire strategy to crush the small and mid stakes games, make sure you grab a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope this one helped. I will catch you next time.